Formula 1 2020 car launch season is in full swing. We've made it, ladies and gents. We've got through the winter. Cars hit the track next week, but this week we've got the launches. Today was our first official launch, rather than just seeing a few flashy images online, rather than just seeing just a livery launch like we saw from Mercedes. Today, Ferrari put on a nice flashy event in Italy, in a theatre. We got some singing, we got some dancing. It was all a little bit over the top, but we like that in Formula 1. That's what we're like. The livery, that's going to be the focus of today's video, and in all honesty, not a lot has changed. Now, I know, Ferrari, it's going to be red. That's pretty much a given. Every Ferrari car ever in Formula 1 has been red. So we didn't expect that to change. Likewise with a silver Mercedes, likewise with a generic Red Bull livery tomorrow, and probably a generic Renault livery tomorrow as well. But what I didn't expect from Ferrari was an almost carbon copy of last year's livery. Last year's livery I quite liked. I didn't love it, but it was alright, you know, it was middle of the pack in terms of liveries I loved and hated. But the big revelation in terms of Ferrari livery last year was they finally dropped the scarlet red metallic Ferrari, which I think looks so good, and replaced it with a matte finish. And I think it's fair to say, you know, initial reactions were mixed across the community, and I quite like a matte Formula 1 car. I think the Red Bull matte finish has looked really nice over the last couple of years, but I wasn't too sure about the Ferrari, and I think the early iterations that we saw at the beginning of 2018 looked rather orange. I know it obviously wasn't orange, but in certain sunlight, certain circuits, it looked orange, and I don't know, it just didn't breathe and feel like a Ferrari to me. This year, that's the only real change, is that the red used is a slightly darker red. So in some of the images, we've got almost, it looks like a burgundy, almost a darker red than we saw in last year's car, but on stage it looks a little bit lighter. So a little bit like I said with the Mercedes, I don't think we're going to get a real understanding of what this car is going to look like until it hits the track next week. I mean, there are a few more minute details on the car. The front wing is completely red this year, which I think is quite a nice little touch. Also the shark fin, we've got completely red. Last year there was like a black notch at the back of the car. That's no longer there. We do have a black halo, like last season. I've often said that I'm not a big fan of black halos. I think they make them stand out a little bit more than they necessarily need to, but I actually think on this Ferrari, whilst the whole car is red, I think it would probably stick out a little bit more if the halo was also red. Again, I'm not a big fan of these carbon halos, but hey, it's the halo. What are you going to do? The biggest change, apart from the colour, this is all so petty, but the probably only other biggest change would be the number. They've changed the number font and how the number is positioned on the car. That's about it. That's really about it. And I come away from this livery thinking, yeah, it's nice, you know, it's a Ferrari. It's not the metallic I was looking for. In all the team's merch, actually, all their merchandise that they announced for pre-order this morning, it's all got the Italian flag all the way down it. And I was quite convinced, and I was talking to a few of the council members watching the live stream, I was quite convinced that there was going to be some kind of stripe on the car, like we saw in the 2016 variant. They had the Italian flag down the back of the car. I thought we were going to see something similar. And to see a slight tiny flag on the side of the nose, it's there, I guess, but it's nowhere near as predominant as 2016. I just feel a little bit deflated, a little bit disappointed, and maybe that's just because it's launch season. We've not had Formula 1 for so long, because it's not ugly. I don't dislike it. It's quite nice. It's just not that new and refreshing taste I was looking for. But then I've also got to understand that perhaps this year teams are going to have a focus, or at least one eye, on 2021. And what a brilliant idea and way a team can reinvent itself for 2021 is by bringing a strikingly different livery for that year. Keep it calm in 2020, but really explode in 2021. And actually both Alfa Romeo and Williams today have put out a few cryptic livery clues, and I think both of them could be quite a change indeed. So far, it's been pretty calm in the world of Formula 1 liveries. I didn't score the Haas. I didn't score the Mercedes. I probably should have, and I'm going to do it today. So I'd love to know your thoughts out of 10 in the comments below. Also, I did it yesterday with the Merc, so I'll do it again today. In the top right-hand corner, you can vote. Love it, meh, or hate it. Love to know your thoughts. I'm going to go with, for the Ferrari, I was going to say a 6. It's going to be a 5 or 6, so and I don't like to do 0.5, that's cheating. I'll go with a 6 out of 10, because I definitely think the best way to improve last year's car was to make it a darker red, so they've done that. I do prefer a metallic scarlet red Ferrari. I really do. That's a nice little bit of shine. Just, I wanted that. I wanted that. And I would have liked a stripe or a slight reinvention of the livery, so it's good. It's just not magical that I was kind of hoping for. Hey, we've got 2 tomorrow. I shouldn't complain too much. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's quick video. Of course, if you want to keep up to date with all the latest Formula 1 2020 car launches and liveries, you know what to do. Subscribe button is down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.